In a creative environment, an idea is often only as good as the way you present it. I'm Ricky, and here are a few suggestions to better approach communication and collaboration. It's a little surprise to anyone, the creative world is a very social line of work. And more often than not, you're gonna find yourself collaborating with other people. You may be confident in your ability, but it's just as important to be able to work with others, as well as respecting the opinions and capabilities of those you're working with. So here are a few tips that I've picked up on over the years to help establish healthier communication habits in a collaborative environment. The first thing you want to get out of the way once you become involved in a creative project is to start on the same page. Before the process even begins, it is important that you and all parties involved clearly understand the ultimate goal. This is the time to surface potential confusion or concerns that may not have been clarified prior. More often than not, creative disputes are rooted in different or even opposing perspectives of the desired outcome. Clarity is key. Aim to fully understand what you're getting into rather than learning too late what you really signed up for. In addition to having agreement on the overall goal or objective, it's also important to clarify team roles. Clearly established roles in a creative environment are important for many obvious reasons, two of which are distributing responsibilities and eliminating confusion. You should know both what's expected of you and what's expected from the rest of your team. Set roles at the start and respect those roles throughout the creative process. No one wants to be known as the PA who told the camera guy how to frame a shot. I've seen it happen. And maybe learn from experience. Once you finally reach the working environment, most communication centers around problem solving and delivering expectations. So in these moments, it's important to not come off as too eager and not overassert yourself. One way to avoid doing this is by leading with questions and not suggestions. I need to remind myself of this all the time. If you find yourself disagreeing with a creative or pragmatic decision, resist the urge to jump to conclusions or pitching ideas. Instead, ask why or how the decision was made and its desired outcome. Naturally, a question is going to provide more thought than an accusation and allows one to challenge their own thought process before being subjected to criticism. You should also put in perspective that you might not be seeing the bigger picture. Asking a question improves your understanding of the situation, creates opportunities to communicate, and proves your trustworthiness as someone who is more interested in the process than promoting their own ideas. When you're sharing your ideas, also try to use a similar approach by presenting your thoughts as offers and not demands. Of course, this idea varies based on your role in the project, but rarely should anyone become a total authoritarian. Give your collaborators the opportunity to invite your input rather than just asserting yourself. The last thing anyone wants is to be ordered around, especially when it comes from someone who has no authority to do so. Give your collaborators the opportunity to invite your input rather than asserting yourself. Presenting your thoughts as suggestions is both more considerate and is more likely to be considered. I even extend this point out by presenting it in 2 steps. Offer your opinion, then a solution. Don't get ahead of yourself. Just because you spot an issue doesn't designate you to take charge of the situation. Obviously, there's plenty of nuances that play into communicating, like language, attitude, context, etc. All in all, it's important to be conscious of how you communicate with others because the fact of the matter is, communication is the key to both success and opportunity. Don't get me wrong, hard skills and talent are important and display immediate value, but it's usually soft skills like interpersonal communication that will lead you to more opportunities. Unless you provide irreplaceable value, rarely will professionals bring back someone they struggle to get along with. When collaborating with new people, you're not only establishing rapport, but marketing yourself and your reputation. Obviously, there's no set rules in communication, and it's a skill that can always be improved on. But hopefully these tips can help you be a little bit more mindful in how you present your ideas in a collaborative environment. If you're looking for some insight on business communication, I recommend checking out Sabrina's insights on formatting a business email and navigating the workforce as a young professional. There's plenty more on our social channels and on our website at aximcreative.com. In a communication environment to help establish healthier communication in communication.
Oh shit! I feel like you're my dad.
There I am!
Unfortunately, it's glitching. Like, in addition to having agreement of the overall goal,
Crushed it.
I got one of these from Dave.